we're going to be talking about water, river water on the Barker. And you are here on invitation to join with us, to be welcomed to country by Dr. Aunty Matilda House, and to join us here to look at an exhibition. And this exhibition, I have to warn you, is confronting.
How disgraceful that we can let this happen. And we did. And we did. This welcome is how Aboriginal people care and love their country. They love their creeks. They love their little bit of water coming down. They love their rivers. We've got to learn not to do things anymore without talking to the people of the land. They come from the rivers. They come from the deserts. And they come from salties. This is what justice for water is all about. Are we going to do to make sure that this never happens again? So when I'm talking with my welcomes, it's not just coming here and saying welcome to country, well this is how it is and where I'm from and how I'm going to go about it. No way. Something's got to happen to make sure that Aboriginal people will never have a stolen generation ever again. Or the rivers will be saved. And we can teach our kids sitting on the riverbank. They can chuck a line in, whether you catch a carp or not, at least you're catching something.
So back in 2019, in March, for about 2 weeks, myself and anywhere from 6 to 8 other folks, we travelled down and we met with people along the Barker River. We went to 8 towns, and I can tell you, in all of my life, I've never seen anything like what we saw in those 2 weeks. It was like a war zone. It was completely a devastated landscape. It smelled of death. The emotion was overpowering. I cannot stress to you, as a middle-class white Australian, how deeply ashamed, I mean at a visceral level, ashamed of this country I was, as someone from the settler communities, to see not only what we'd done to the environment, but what we city people had allowed happen to people outside the big cities. Now forgive me for being passionate, but it is absolutely shameful that a country as wealthy as Australia had people in communities waiting for trucks to come from Adelaide. One of them had been funded by a teenage boy raising money. And a trucker came with lots of water, and all the people were coming out like some bizarre ritual with their water capturing containers. That was in Menindee one morning. The only reason the Barker was saved is because the Great Mother decided to share water with us again, Mother Earth. The systemic problems that are simply taking too much water from the top of the system and from other parts of the system have not changed.
From Eric Holder, former US Attorney General. I'll read that as well. And this follows on from what Aunty Matilda has told us. The arc bends towards justice, but it only bends towards justice because people pull it towards justice. It doesn't happen on its own. So Aunty Matilda's told us some stories about this country, and I acknowledge Dr. Aunty Matilda House for her words and welcoming us to here. It's a privilege to be here, and it's a privilege to have listened to you, and a privilege to begin to understand, I don't claim to understand, to begin to understand what's happened in this country and what we need to do about it. And what we need to do about it includes many, many dimensions, but it does absolutely include water. And this exhibition is about people, about water, and it's about country, and it's about connections. It's about art, it's about voice, it's about visualization. It's whatever you want it to be, but it is ultimately about justice. And the justice will not happen unless each and every one of us act towards justice in this country. And we've got a long, long way to go.